All right, hello friends, family, and fans. Zombie Zero with Z-Tech. And today, I find myself back here in Fall River. Now I was here a couple months ago. Absolutely loved this attraction, this tourist attraction, the Lizzy Borden Bed and Breakfast House. And I told myself, I will return one day to come back and experience this. But this time, I'll be better prepared to document my experience. All right, so I am here in Fall River at the Lizzy Borden House, and of course, you know my mission is to find the local brewed coffee, not this Starbucks corporate stuff. I want some authentic Fall River coffee, and I found just that here at Miss Lizzy Borden's coffee shop, right here next to the Lizzy Borden Bed and Breakfast. And I have in my possession some of their premium iced coffee, and I'm going to try it for the very first time, church bells, to let you know how good it is. All right, 1, 2. Very good. Nice and smooth, tasty. Somebody's getting married in the church over here. And now I got a fire truck passing by. So I am going to enjoy my time here in Fall River with some good locally brewed iced coffee. I'm set to go. So the last time I was here, I only had an afternoon planned, and it was basically just to do the tour, which I did. It is a 2-hour tour, and they go into some serious detail as to the lives and what happened that fateful day. Interesting tour, but it's a little lengthy and there's a lot of talking from room to room. So I did it, I enjoyed it, I've decided to come back. Only this time, I am upping my game. I am spending the night in the John Morse room, which is the room where Abby Borden was murdered and found axed to death on the bedroom floor. This may be my last broadcast to you if I do not survive the night, where Abby Borden was found brutally murdered in 1692. So I am here at the Oak Grove Cemetery, the resting place for the members of the Borden family. This is a very wonderful and unique cemetery. It has a lot of character. The gravestones are just masterpieces, and it has a unique look. When you see the weather-worn gravestones, it just really lets you know how old this cemetery is. When you arrive here, this is a popular tourist location. It's a big cemetery, so to help you find your way, they have these arrows on the road, LB, Lizzy Borden, pointing the way to the gravesite. So all you have to do is just follow the white markers. All right, so here it is, Lizzy Borden gravesite. All right, so this is a family burial ground for the Borden family. They have this monument right here behind me for Andrew Borden, and of course the rest of his family. Very small, modest gravestones as compared to a lot of them out here. But Lizzy is buried next to her sister Emma, and the rest of her family is buried right in front of them. This is a really beautiful cemetery. It is so peaceful and tranquil out here, almost relaxing. All right, On with the tour. Next stop, Maplecroft, Lizzy Borden's home after the murders. All right, so we all know that Lizzy was acquitted of the murder charges. After the trial, she moved out of her house and moved into this location, which was referred to as the Hill. It's where the more affluent and elite people lived. She and her sister Emma, they bought this house behind me, this mansion, and she named it Maplecroft. There's a famous picture of Lizzy taken inside of this house with her pet dog. It's believed to be one of the last photos of her before she died. Now, of course, since this happened so long ago, there is all sorts of rumors and speculations, but I read that there was a nurse who was taking care of Lizzy towards the end of her life. Allegedly, she admitted to the murder to the nurse. Lizzy claimed that she had a boyfriend, and it was the boyfriend who actually committed the murders, but they were working together. That would make sense and answer a lot of questions and holes as to what actually happened. So I just want to give you a real quick rundown about what happened. First, we have Andrew Borden. He was the owner of the house. Andrew was married to Abigail Borden. They were husband and wife, but Abigail was Lizzy's stepmother. Lizzy's real mother passed away when she was younger. Now, Emma Borden is Lizzy's older sister, and she also lived in this house. So it was Andrew and Abigail Borden, Lizzy, and her older sister, Emma. Now they had a maid, and they affectionately called her Maggie Sullivan. She also lived in the house. Now, John Morse, pictured here, was Lizzy's uncle. He did not live here, he lived somewhere else, but the day before the murders, he came here to visit Andrew Borden. And right here in this sitting room, living room, they had a conversation, probably talking about family business. So I forgot to mention that Emma was not here that night. She had left to visit some relatives. Mr. Borden left the house in the morning to attend to some business. John Morse also left. He was going to visit other family members here in Fall River. That left Lizzy, her stepmother Abigail, and the maid Maggie in the house all alone. All right, so the moment we've all been waiting for. This is the John Morse room. This is the room where Abby Borden was brutally murdered. This bedroom right here. And this is the room where I'm going to be spending the night tonight. And they've done a very good job recreating the room in its original state. John Morse, which is Lizzy's natural uncle, he spent the night in this room the day before the murder, and it is believed that Abby went in here to tidy things up when her assailant confronted her on this side of the bed. Right down here is where they found her body, face down. All right. Is the room where the infamous murder took place. It was this room here, the exact spot where they found Mr. Borden's body. And they even have a replica couch, and they put it in this exact location. We'll take a look at this old photo here, And I'm going to try to match the video where that photographer took that picture. This is the room. Mr. Borden returned home after his business meeting at approximately 11 a.m. He had trouble with his key at the front door, so the maid Maggie had to let him in. Once inside, he decided to take a nap in the sitting room, and he laid down on this couch. Maggie went up to her bedroom in the attic to take a nap, as she wasn't feeling well. As for Lizzy, we're really not sure where she was, as she gave different accounts as to what she was doing. However, one thing for sure is that Mr. Borden was murdered during this time. And as we can see here from the autopsy photos, we can see the brutality of the attacks. Now, I'm not really sure why I've always been fascinated with this part, but it was the maid Maggie and Adelaide Churchill, a neighbor and friend of the Bordens, who went upstairs to look for Abby. She walked up the stairs, and when you get halfway up the stairs, you get to a point where you are eye level with the second floor. And from this point, you can see into the John Morse bedroom, and you can see under the bed. And that is when Maggie Sullivan discovered Abby Borden laying on the floor, dead, right at this spot. All right, so sadly, I was not able to complete my stay over at the Lizzy Borden Bed and Breakfast. However, my big news, I had so much fun last night. I am planning to return. You are able to rent the entire house the whole night with just your friends and family. So I am looking to get some of my closest friends, family, and maybe some of you good fans out there. We are going to spend the night here at the Lizzy Borden Bed and Breakfast. They have nightly tours, ghost tours. You can have those special events just for your guests. To be continued.